Hi children, welcome to our YouTube channel Cambridge Math with Rosie. So as all of you know, we are discussing Cambridge papers here. So today I am going to discuss another Cambridge paper and I hope to discuss paper 1 with you, and this is 2024 October-November paper 11, which means a paper 1. So from today's session, I'm going to show you how to show the essential working and answer properly for paper 11 questions. So without any further talking, let's go to our session. So first, I'll share the paper with you on the screen. Then all of you can see the question. Then I'll teach you how to do each of the question. And from today's session, to avoid the video making too long, I will just hope to discuss the first 5 questions with you and hope it will help you to improve your maths and get ready to get good grades for Cambridge exam. Let's go to our paper. So you can see this is 2022 October-November paper, and for this paper they will give you 2 hours. So let's go to the first question. So for this paper, it's not allowed to use a calculator. You have to do the workings by yourself. Okay, let's go to question 1. So the question 1 is from lesson integers. So that means the main lesson includes about integers, about adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing integers is in our first lesson, which means the numbers. The first lesson, numbers. So let's see how can we answer this question by showing the essential working. If I read you the question, the temperature was minus 2 degrees Celsius. The temperature decreases by 8 degrees Celsius. Find the temperature after this change. So they have given you the temperature before as minus 2, and there's a decreasement of the temperature by 8 degrees Celsius, which means the temperature dropped down by 8 degrees Celsius. It was first minus 2 degrees Celsius, and from minus 2 it's dropped down by 8 degrees. So if it dropped down, we need to subtract 8 degrees by minus 2. Okay, so let's see how can we subtract these two. You can think about a sum like this, about addition and subtraction of integers in 2 ways. The first way is you can, because I have seen many children get confused, especially when they get 2 integer numbers like this, especially 2 negative numbers. So, the first way that you can think about how to get the answer for 2 numbers like this is you can think we have minus 2 with us and we got another minus 8. Just take minus as something, just like 2 oranges. Okay, so we have 2 minus and we got another minus. It's like we have 2 oranges and we got another 8 oranges. So altogether what we have are oranges, right? So same like that, we have minus 2 and we got another minus 8. So together we have minus 10. Then the new temperature will be minus 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, the new temperature is minus 10 degrees Celsius. That is one way that we can find the answer for a sum like this. And the And the other way is you can get the answer by drawing a number line. Okay, you can draw a number line. Then just think the -2 is here. And the temperature dropped down from -2. That means further we should go to the negative side. If it is increasing, we have to move to the positive side. But here the temperature gets down. So therefore, we need to go to the negative side further. So from -2, you can count 8 units like this, 8 degrees like this. Then you will stop at -10. So in that way also, you can find the temperature as -10 degrees Celsius. From -2, if the temperature dropped down by 10 degrees Celsius, the new temperature will be -10 degrees Celsius. Okay, then I think it's clear for you. Then we can move to the question B of the first question. So the question B also related to integers, as I guess. So the question is, on another day, the temperature increases from -5 to 3 degrees Celsius, -5 to +3 degrees Celsius. So they ask you to work out the increase in temperature. So there you need to count down how many units are there in -5 to +3. So that also you can do in both of these ways, by using a number line or by finding how the difference between +3 and -5. So if you use the first method and finding the difference between +3 and -5, but by +3 you can subtract -5. Okay, because we are going to find the difference of these two numbers. Okay, so here you can see one negative mark is inside the bracket and the other one is outside the bracket. So therefore, you can multiply these two negative signs. So we know when we multiply minus by minus, it will give you a plus answer. So therefore, the answer will be 3 plus 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8. There you can understand the difference between these two temperatures is 8 degrees Celsius. It's 8 degrees Celsius. If you do this question by using a number line, you need to first mark on your number line -5. I'll do that also on the same number line here. So you can mark -5 on your number line. So then this will be -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then +3 will be here. So you can count down how many units are there from -5 to +3. For example, -5 to 0. If 0 is here, okay, if you move -5 to 0, there are 5 units. Then again from 0 to +3, another 3 units are there. So altogether, when we move -5 to +3, we passed 8 units. So that's why we say the difference between -5 and +3 is 8. So in that way also, by using a number line also, you can get the answer for a question like this. Okay, so both are correct method. You can follow any method that is convenient for you. Let's go to the second question. So the second question also from the lesson numbers and it's from the percentages. Okay, so there they ask you to find 45% of $120. 45% of 120. Okay, so if it is a percentage, 45%, I can write it as a fraction Then the denominator of every percentage is 100. So it's 45 over 100. Okay. Multiply by of is equals to multiplication in math. So multiply by 120. Okay. So this is the working. Then what we need to do is just to simplify this sum. Okay, so if you do this without using a calculator, because as I told you at the beginning of the video, we can't use the calculator for this paper one. So therefore, you have to do the simplifications by yourself. So let's see how can we simplify this sum. The first you can simplify 45 and 100. Or there's I think the easiest way, what I feel as the easiest without simplifying these two. First, you can multiply 45 by 120. Okay, so first I am going to multiply these two numbers. So when we multiply a decimal, we neglect the decimals and just get the number. So I can get the number as 120, or just I can forget the 0 and take this as 12. Okay, if you take as 12, it means we have only one decimal place. If you take it as 120, at the end you have to keep two decimal places. So this 0 doesn't have any value. It doesn't add any value to the number. So that's why I neglect that 0. And I can take, when I forget the decimals, I can take this number as 12 and I can multiply 12 by 45. Okay, I'm going to multiply 12 by 45. So 5 times 2 is 10, 0 remainder 1, 5 times 1 is 5, with this one it's 6, then 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4. So I will get my answer here as 0. 6 and 8 is 14. So 4 and 1 is 5. Even I forget the decimal, the actual number has one decimal place. Therefore, counting from the end, I have to keep one decimal place for my answer. Then my answer will be 54.0, which means just 54. But don't forget, we just multiplied these two, but we need to divide that again by 100. So dividing a number by 100 is very easy. What you have to do is just to keep two decimal places for your answer. So if I keep two decimal places for my answer will be 0.54. Okay, so 45% of $120 will be $0.54. Okay, it will be $0.54. So what I did first, I first multiplied 45 by 120. So there I just explain you how can we multiply a whole number by a decimal number. When we multiply by a decimal number, we neglect the decimal places and just multiply two numbers. Then at the end, we keep the number of decimal places that actually that number has. So then I got 54. Then further I divided 54 by 100. When we divided a number by 100, we should keep two decimal places. So that's how I got $0.54 as my final answer. Okay, then let's move to the third question. So the third question is, write these fractions in order of size starting with the smallest. So you can see all these ones are, because in every paper one, we can see a sum like this. In some of the questions like this, they give these four numbers in four different forms. Sometimes the one number they have given as a fraction, another one as a percentage, another one as a decimal, or like that. They will give those ones in different forms. But here they have given all these as fractions. So if they are fractions, before compare them, we need to make their denominators same. We can convert these into decimals or even to the percentages, and also can find the order. But I think the easiest way is converting all these fractions into a fraction with the same denominator. So let's look at the denominators of these four fractions. So in the first fraction, the denominator is 12, and the next one, the denominator is 5, and the other one, the denominator is 30, and in the last fraction, the denominator is 50. So the common denominator of these four denominators will be the LCM of these four numbers, 12, 5, 30, and 50. So you can work to find the LCM, or otherwise you can just think what's the lowest multiple that is common for 12, 5, 30, and 50. So there you will understand 60 is the common multiple which is in 12 multiplication, and also in 5, in 30s, and in 15s. If you can't think like that, no problem. You can work to get the LCM. So there you can get all four denominators like 12, 5, 30, and 15. Then you can divide these four denominators by prime factors. Okay. For example, here we have numbers that divisible by 2. So I can divide by 2. Then I will get 6. And here 5. Here 15. It's 15. And again, this also 15. And we have still we have numbers that are divisible by 2, because 6 is divisible by 2. So therefore, I have to divide again by 2. Then it's 3, then 5, 15, and 15. Okay. Then there are no any numbers can divisible by 2. So therefore, you can go to the next prime number, which is 3. So as you can see, here we have numbers that are divisible by 3, because 3 and 15 both are divisible by 3. So if I divide 3 by 3, it's 1. 5 is not divisible by 3, so I'll just write it as 5. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And this 15 also divided by 3 gives us 5. Then we have only 5s here apart from the first number 1. Then I can divide all these by 5 will give me 1. Okay, so to find the LCM, I can multiply these 4 prime factors. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 5 is 60. So if you can't imagine at once what's the lowest common multiple for 12, 5, and 5, 30, and 15, in this way also you can find the LCM, and there are more other ways to find LCM, but I feel this is the easiest way. So now we know the LCM of these four denominators is 60. So I can convert all these four fractions as fractions with the denominator of 60. So 12 times 5 is 60. So this fraction I multiply by 5. So even I write multiplying by 5, I think you all know we need to multiply denominator by 5 as well as numerator by 5 separately. So 11 times 5 is 55 and 12 times 5 is 60. Then the fraction will be 55 out of 60. Then the next one, 5 times 12 gives us 60. So this numerator and denominator I should multiply by 12. Then 5 times 12 is 60 and 4 times 12 is 48. Okay. Then the next one is 30. So we know 30 times 2 is 60. So this fraction I'm multiplying by 2. So 27 times 2 is 54 and 30 times 2 is 60. Then the last one, 15 times 4 is 60. So this fraction I'm multiplying by 4. So 15 times 4 is 60 and 13 times 4 is 52. Now, all fractions we converted into fractions with the denominator of 2. Denominator of 60. So now we can find what's the smallest and what's the largest. So now as you can see, the smallest is this, which is 4/5. Okay. So when you write the fractions, don't write the ones that we converted into common denominator. Always write the fractions or the numbers that they have given you in the question. Okay, so 4/5 is the smallest. Then this one, which is 13/15. After that, the next is 54/60, which is 27/30. And the final is 55/60, which is 11/12. So if you write these four fractions in order, starting with the smallest, the answers will be like this. At the beginning of the video, I told you I will discuss the first 5 questions, but I feel if you are going to discuss all first 5 questions, the video will be too long. So from the next video, I'll discuss with you the other questions of this paper. I hope these 3 questions will help you to understand something that confused you before or that you were not aware how to do. So always join with our YouTube channel, Cambridge Math with Rosie, to improve your math skills and to get ready for your upcoming Cambridge exam.